Every structure has a point of entry, a place where the outside becomes the inside. In Freemasonry, that place is known as the West Gate. It is not symbolic alone, it is functional, because what enters will shape what remains. No lodge rises above the men it admits, and no standard survives the men who ignore it. This is why the West Gate matters, not as a barrier, but as a filter, a point of discernment, not to determine who is a good man, but to determine who is prepared for what this requires. Because good is not the standard. It never was. A man may be respected, he may be liked, he may be considered upright by those who know him, and still not be suited for Freemasonry. This is the distinction that has been lost. The dotard will say, if he is a good man, that is enough. But enough for what? Enough to be accepted, or enough to be transformed? Because these are not the same thing. Freemasonry was never intended to admit all good men. It was intended to admit the right men. Men who will conform to its structure. Men who will submit to its discipline. Men who will carry its standards without resistance. This requires more than approval. It requires evaluation. The ancient understands this. He does not rush the process. He observes. He listens. He allows time to reveal character, because character is not found in conversation. It is found in consistency. How a man presents himself, how he responds to expectation, how he handles being asked to do something he would not choose on his own. These are the measures that matter, not whether he is agreeable, but whether he is capable of being refined. This is why time was once essential. A man did not arrive and immediately receive a petition. He returned again and again. He demonstrated interest. He demonstrated effort. He demonstrated that he was seeking something more than access, and only then was he invited to proceed. This was not exclusion, it was preparation, because once admitted, the expectation begins. And if that expectation is not understood before entry, it will be resisted after. This is where the breakdown occurs. When the West Gate is no longer guarded, it becomes a doorway without condition. Petitions are given freely, recommendations are made casually, and the question becomes, who is responsible for discernment? If a man recommends another without understanding what he is recommending him into, what has he actually done? He has not extended an opportunity. He has transferred uncertainty. And when enough uncertainty is admitted, the identity of the lodge begins to shift. Not abruptly, but inevitably, because each man who enters without alignment introduces pressure. Pressure to relax standards. Pressure to accommodate preference. Pressure to adjust what was never meant to be adjusted, and over time that pressure succeeds. This is not conflict, it is consequence. The ancient does not blame the man who knocks. He questions the process that admits him, because the responsibility of the West Gate does not belong to the candidate. It belongs to the lodge, to those who already stand within, to those who claim to understand what this is. And if they do not guard it, no one else will. This is not about rejection, it is about alignment, because the man who is properly admitted does not resist what follows. He embraces it. He conforms, because he expected to be required to, and in doing so, he strengthens the very thing he entered. This is how a lodge preserves itself, not by increasing numbers, but by refining entry, because what passes through the West Gate does not simply join the lodge, it becomes it.